that know her.
Technically, I'm a witch.
Season 2, Vampy D's. Ash is vamp-splaining. Petey's learning about the bros, Stefan and Damon. Pete-dictions coming true. Founding fam's got a plan. Guess who's back in the falls with their eyes on her man's body stacking up? A lot of people H for B. Now what's going on with these Vampire Diaries? Hello, welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast, where a guy who has only seen one full season of the show thus far watches the series for the first time with a superfan who has seen every episode. I'm the titular Petey. What if I'm saying that word wrong? Titular. Titular.
I think you're saying it right. That's how I've heard it pronounced before, but that would be really silly if you were.
If I've said it like 40-something times. I am the titular Petey. Let's just say I put the Petey in Van Petey. But please call me Pete, and I'm here with my co-host and co-parent, Ash.
Hello.
And I'm pronouncing that correctly, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ash, just to say something about this episode, we see some flashbacks to Bulgaria. Mm-hmm. I did some sleuthing just randomly, not expecting to find this, but Dobrev is Bulgarian.
Coincidence?
No, but you read part of the book, right?
No. Well, I only read a tiny little part of the book because I didn't want to get all mixed up when we were doing the pod.
Got it. Because, certainly there's something going on there. I doubt if in the book the Dobrev character is Bulgarian.
Well, I never said I was a super fan of the book.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm putting it out there onto the earth.
Maybe Dobrev is actually Katerina.
Oh, and she.
And it's not a fictional character.
She compelled Kevin Williamson.
Yes.
Into putting her in his show.
100%.
And maybe she's compelling us through the screen. I'm Bulgarian.
Yep. I think we're on to something here.
Because after the very first episode, I was like, shh, Dobrev is Bulgarian. And they didn't say that anywhere. I just felt compelled. I felt cajoled that was the truth. It was
just every time you see her name on the screen, you're like, Bulgaria.
Ash. She's also Canadian. Mm-hmm. She was on Degrassi. Mm-hmm. Was she there with Drake?
I don't know.
They're about the same age. I truly did so little research at all because of the spoilers.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at them, right?
No.
So, but I just the very first paragraph of Wikipedia says Canadian from Bulgaria, whatever her family is, and on Degrassi and her age, she's probably about the same age as Drake. Mm-hmm. But I was watching those Drake years. I don't remember a skinny little Dobrev running around there. Maybe she was. I don't know.
I don't know. I did not watch Degrassi.
I remember Drake on there. He's doing a good job.
When Drake literally first came to the scene, you were like, isn't that the guy who was in a wheelchair on Degrassi? Mm-hmm. And I was like, never seen it. But then it started to be known that was him. And then he became super famous.
Yep. And, we love him for it.
That's the story.
Yep. Ash, you know who wasn't in the cold open? Drake.
Nope, he wasn't.
He was probably in many cold opens of Degrassi. But not this one. Mm-mm. Season 2, Episode 9, Katerina. Mm-hmm. Bulgaria, 1490. That was not a Chiron I expected to see.
Yeah, there it was.
It's a birth scene, which we love those. Mm-hmm. I've acted in a couple of those.
Have you really?
No, I'm just saying, I'm kidding
silly?
for real life.
Okay.
You've starred in a couple is what I'm saying.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. In real life, I was a star and you were merely a player.
I was but an extra. Mm-hmm. Maybe the writer to some degree.
No, No. That's like taking ownership over my birth and labor.
Co-writer?
No. I would say, if anything, producer.
Oh.
Co-producer.
Co-producer. Maybe executive producer.
What?
You were like the literal producer who like did all the stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I slapped my name on it.
All right, that sounds right.
I was like a Kevin Williamson type.
What a weird analogy.
Hey, you started it. And everyone listening will know that that's the truth.
That is a lie.
Ash, it was a girl.
Yeah.
Katerina was giving birth, and they just took the baby straight away.
I know, it's so sad.
She was a disgrace.
They said, yeah, that she disgraced the whole family. She couldn't even see or hold her baby.
So sad.
So sad.
Something less sad, Ash. After the logo, after the title, Elena's knocking on the Salvatore Mansion door. And the subtitle, because of course, to get all the story, we watched the subtitles.
Yeah, of course.
It said, door knocker raps. And you said, prepare a door knocker rap, which I did not do.
Why didn't you?
Because I forgot. I'm just seeing it now.
Okay, well, you better come up with one right now.
All right, quick pause.
All right, so I don't know the quality of this rap that you're about to do.
And we're back.
But I'm about to, but it took you 1 whole minute to write it.
Just about a minute.
Yeah.
Just about 1 single minute.
All right.
All right, lay down a fat beat. Just kidding.
No.
All right. Knock, knock, who's there? It's Elena in the house. Checking up on Stefan, worried about a guy named Klaus. Damon's at the door, Catherine's in the tomb where he locked her. What's gonna happen next? Don't ask me, I'm just the door knocker.
Yes. I loved it.
The door knocker rap.
The door knocker rap. Love it. I also know that rap has more than one meaning. So I knew it's not a literal rap, but I'm glad you turned it into a literal rap.
Rapping at the door?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ash, Elena's knocking at the door in the house. Guy named Klaus, et cetera, et cetera. Damon answers the door.
Yes.
Catherine's in the tomb where he locked her. Stefan is there with Rose.
Uh-huh.
Elena says, you, about Rose.
Yeah. Rose
Salty to see her.
Yeah, she just kidnapped her like the day before or whatever. She's like, hey, what are you still doing here?
And now they're all hanging out.
Yeah.
All the vampires are hanging out. Rose knows Klaus is real.
It also sounded like you were doing a Dr. Seuss rhyme. Knows Rose.
Rose knows.
Who sews Sue's clothes?
Klaus
Sue's clothes, Sue sews.
bites 10 necks. Who will be next?
Okay, sorry. What is Rose?
Klaus knows Klaus is in the house
Mouse
with a mouse.
Fox on socks.
Ash. Klaus is real. He's the first generation of vampires. He's the oldest vampire. Like Elijah. And the oldest vampire is coming after Elena.
Yeah, but the whole time Stefan's just like, we don't know if that's true. You're probably fine. And Rose is just like, no, he's real. You gotta be scared of him. He's gonna kill you. He's gonna kill everyone you know.
I would say if the oldest of anything was coming after me, I'd be scared.
Yes.
Person, dog. Like the oldest dog is after you. That's so scary.
Well, if anyone is after you, that's also scary.
The oldest, well, I don't know. What if like the youngest fly was after, the youngest mosquito was after
Ew,
you?
it's probably a larva and it would be terrifying.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that scared though.
I would.
Oldest though. They all think Elijah is dead. Klaus might be made up. They think, some of them think. Stefan?
Stefan.
But if he wants something, he gets it, they say, Rose says.
About Klaus.
If you're not afraid of him, you're an idiot.
Stefan's like, well, I'm an idiot then.
And Elena still has to go to school through all this.
I know.
That's that whole thing we've talked about before where it's like the oldest vampires in the world is after you, but you still have to like go to gym class and stuff.
Yeah. How her grades doing?
I don't know. We need a report card episode.
Yes, that would be good.
We need a parent-teacher conference episode.
Jen is like, why are you failing all your classes? I'm a doppelganger and my boyfriend's a vampire and my best friend's a witch. Your boyfriend this Vampire Hunter.
Yeah, I was going to say, if there was a parent-teacher conference, it'd just be Alaric and Aunt Jenna just making out.
They have those every night.
Just like sweeping report cards off the desk.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Let me show you my weapons.
This is a very silly episode
Ash.
of us, me and you.
They're at school. Bonnie drops her books. Jeremy to the rescue.
They laugh like 100 times. Like,
Yeah,
laughing
they're talking to each other and just laughing.
Yeah. So awkward, flirty laughing.
Jeremy asks Bonnie if she wants to hang out, and she's like, why? And Jeremy's obviously like, because I'm trying to holler.
Yeah. Want to know those sex spells, please?
Yeah. Where's the grimoire?
Yeah. What do you call it? Grimoire?
The grimoire. That's a grimoire. I think he wants to take the grimoire to the boudoir.
Ooh, good one.
A guy named Luca comes up and asks where the office is and has a moment with Bonnie. And should we discuss Luca now or later?
Yeah.
Luca had a very familiar face. I was like, is this guy in like some other horror movie or something? So again, I did the barest minimum of research because again, the spoilers.
Yes.
Because you can just like Google like Luca Vampire Diaries and it's like
tells you
dead,
everything
killed,
about it.
episode 7, season 3, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So
your hand was literally covering the screen.
yeah, I was covering the screen. But what we found out was he was the young gentleman from what? Family Matters?
Yeah, the youngest child.
Yeah, with the little curly hair.
Yeah, like curly mullet.
I think he
like
did.
Little Richie hair.
I think he did dance.
And sing.
Yeah. Like Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah, like Michael Jackson. Yeah.
He kind of looked like
I
a
think
little
that
Michael
he
Jackson.
was like a little Michael Jackson fan, this little character. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he was the niece, and I think he was the nephew of the main family. But you know how like the aunt and the uncle like lived in the house with them too? I think that he lived in the house, but he was like the cousin to Eddie and
I want to say Lisa, but
Laura.
no. Laura, yeah.
Woo! I don't remember anyone's name about anything, but somehow I
But
remember
you know
that.
the Family Matters crew. Winslows.
The Winslows.
The Winslows.
Yeah.
Carl Winslow, Eddie Winslow,
Laura.
And you know
And the mom.
Little Stevie Urkel that was supposed to just be like kind of a neighbor who came over every once in a while, but he did so well in like the pilot and stuff that they were like, oh, this guy's just like the main character now.
Yes. And what's the guy? Jamal White?
Malcolm Jamal. Oh, Jaleel White?
Jaleel White?
Uh-huh.
I have a friend who dated him.
Ooh. Say their first and last name. No, Jaleel White. Also the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. Not in the new movie, but in the cartoon.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
So he did all right. Probably was set
He
for...
did amazing.
Probably
Just
was
all right.
set for life off Family Matters, then continued to work somewhat.
Yeah.
He was in a sitcom as like a 30-something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also this guy, Luca, was on Family Matters.
Yes. And now he's in Vampire Diaries.
Correct.
Good for him. Elena and Caroline are walking through the woods. Caroline talks about how she's a bad liar. Elena wants the truth about Klaus and is going to ask Catherine. Caroline is now very strong, and she moves the tomb rock door. And actually,
you know what she doesn't do, though?
What?
Help Elena carry that heavy bag through the woods.
Oh, yeah.
Elena's like, ugh, like pushing it with her leg because it's too heavy for her arms. And Caroline's just like, do with her vampire strength. Doesn't even help her carry that bag.
Is that part of the scene? Like, are they doing that on purpose to show she's, like, narcissistic or something?
I don't know.
I mean, I know she's neurotic. And Ash, I have a Tomb Rock Door rock song.
Oh, wonderful.
Just kidding.
Ready, go.
Rocking on at the tomb all day and all night. Catherine's in here. She's going to put up a fight. Rock isn't my thing.
Nope.
All right. But that was good anyway.
Yeah. I'm proud of you for going for it.
Catherine lurches towards them. Mm-hmm. She thirsty.
Oh, yeah. What did you think about her, like, desiccation that's, like, doesn't really look like anything?
Her desiccation?
Yeah, like, right? She was desiccating?
I don't know. Is that what? Yeah, that's what they call it.
Yeah, in the tomb without having any blood or whatever.
Yeah.
But she just looks like Elena, who, like, woke up too early. And
Yeah.
she's, like, got a scratchy throat.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Was not very good.
She says, "Have you come to watch me wither away?" And Elena's like, "I want you to tell me about Klaus." Elena brought Catherine's family history, a big old book. Mm-hmm. And she brought blood. Mm-hmm. And that makes Catherine whoosh around. Mm-hmm. Elena pushes some blood to Catherine with a stick. I was like, she's going to grab her hand. And then, no, she used a stick.
Yeah.
But also, it'd be hard because one actress plays both people, so it'd be hard to grab her own hand. Mm-hmm. Probably that's why they used the stick. I'm sure they didn't have a hand double on set. You have the Petrova fire, Catherine says to Elena.
Yeah. She wants to know what she wants to know.
All right, Ash. And then Catherine begins spinning a yarn from England. Mm-hmm. 1492, just 2 years later.
After she got disowned by her parents in Bulgaria.
Yes.
And later, Stefan says that this whole story is a lie. Mm-hmm. Do you agree, or do you think that she's telling the truth?
Well, I think they could just, like, ask Rose and Trev.
Well,
Trev dog, not him.
Not Trev.
No, but, I mean, they could just ask Rose.
Because she was part of a lot of it.
Yeah, but maybe that part is true and the Bulgaria stuff isn't. Maybe the England stuff is true, but the Bulgaria isn't. I don't know.
I don't know. It does seem like quite a long story to be made up.
Yes, but also she's had a long time to think of it.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just going to, at this point, I have no reason not to think it's true. Mm-hmm. Except for Stefan saying it.
And Catherine's such a liar.
Mm-hmm. Ash, Catherine had a baby out of wedlock. She was disowned. She was banished to England, and she met a nobleman named Klaus. Mm-hmm. Santa Claus.
No.
And his 8 tiny knights.
I'm just sitting quietly waiting to hear what you're going to say.
Elijah is looking like an SNL sketch in that wig, Ash.
I don't know. And back in the past. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh.
They search for Catherine. Trevor tells Catherine where to go. If this is a lie, it certainly explained why Rose and Trevor are on the run pretty well.
It did. And it also explained how Trevor was like, I was supposed to bring you Catherine and I didn't, and I'm sorry forever.
Yeah.
And then it showed exactly that.
Maybe a little too on the nose. I was like, basically the story is exactly that. Mm-hmm. What did Klaus want? To break the curse, drain all the blood from my body is what Catherine's sort of like editorializing in the tomb.
Yes.
They're switching back and forth. Flashback, present day.
Mm-hmm. They're doing it all.
Damon is talking to Rose. They talk about how they can switch off emotions, which is something Damon keeps talking about nonstop.
He always says his emotions are turned off, and everyone's always like, no, they're not.
Yeah, it's like, what about all the emotions that you're doing, like, every day?
With your whole face.
Yeah. She says he's in love with his brother's girlfriend. And they're going to go to see Slater in Richmond to find Klaus.
Have you ever been to Richmond?
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
I have a little family down in, I have some family. Yeah, I have a second family.
You're telling your wife you have another family that lives there?
Yeah, just like a wife and just like several kids. No, I have some family. I have some Harmons in Richmond.
Oh.
I also have 8 tiny reindeer over there.
My best friend from high school's sister went to college in Richmond, and we went with them to, like, see the campus or something at one point.
Mm-hmm. It's nice down there.
It's very nice.
I played a lot of Kirby for Nintendo down there with my like second
With your
cousin.
second family.
They are my second cousins, so it is my second family members.
Oh my gosh.
This is how it comes out. But oh yeah, Stefan's at high school. Mm-hmm. He just goes to high school sometimes.
I feel he's like, what else is he gonna do? Also, he wants to see Elena as much as possible. Mm-hmm. Even though they're broken up.
I liked his cardigan. It was cardigan season this episode. Mm-hmm. Caroline tells Stefan that she told Ty that she's a vampire.
Yeah, this was Caroline's way of distracting Stefan. Mm-hmm. It was a good choice.
Yeah.
What?
She could have distracted him some different way, but he probably wouldn't have been into it.
No, he would not have been.
Elena and Catherine in the tomb. The curse was bound by the sacrifice of Petrova blood. Duh. I said. Just kidding. Doppelganger. The doppelganger was created to undo the spell. Ash, I'm confused this episode because we're still not learning how the doppelganger happened.
Mm-hmm. The whole like history behind the doppelganger part is really confusing, and they don't really just say a lot of the times they just say stuff straight out, but they don't really say about the doppelganger. No,
so it must be. I mean, it's every maybe 500 years. There's a doppelganger born in this bloodline or something like that, because maybe in 1490 she was already some age, late teens maybe.
Probably.
But would that line up 500 years later with Catherine?
I cannot do that math.
So, I mean, if it was 1490 and then she was born in 1990, that would totally make sense. Mm-hmm. That's 500 years or whatever, right? But no, Catherine was already of childbearing age.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll learn exactly. Someone will just be like, hey, this is how it works. Mm-hmm. But they're obviously in the same lineage, same blood. She's the doppelganger. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we need to know this episode.
That's true.
She's the doppelganger.
Also, I really don't like that word.
Me neither. It should be like a double...
Copycat.
Double copycat. Yep. That's much better. And I would like
same face person.
I would like saying that a lot better. All right. Back to the flashback. Catherine runs to a cottage. Some ladies let her in. One is Rose with different hair.
Yeah, you were like, is this Rose with different hair? You couldn't tell.
I'm like that guy that like you get a haircut. I'm like, something different about you. Or I'm like, no, what would be even better is you get a haircut and you come in. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
Who is this?
I don't recognize you at all. Rose lets her in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Rose is compelling an older lady.
Yeah, to let her probably stay in the cottage.
And Rose initially is going to turn Catherine into Klaus. Mm-hmm. Ash, speaking of Klaus, is this a traditionally German name?
I believe so.
We got some German listeners out there, Ash.
Oh, yeah.
Last time I checked, that was like either number 2 or number 3 spot listening to this podcast.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, I would say hi in German or whatever, but I know no more. I know nothing.
Me neither. Also, saying something in like a German accent is hard.
Yeah, but and maybe they think listening to our American accents is hard, and I don't blame them.
I don't know.
But we do thank them for listening.
Okay. Yes, we do. And also, Klaus means victory of the people and is German origin.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Damon and Rose are in the present, and they look like they're driving to the Sherman Oaks Galleria.
Yeah.
Maybe they were.
It could have been.
If this is a setup, Damon says he'll rip Rose's heart out. Rose says she's older and stronger, and they push each other around, and then Rose says that he can trust her.
But also Damon has that moment of realizing that she is stronger than him, and he's like, okay.
Yeah, he's like, oh shit. That's an inside joke. What else is happening there?
I think they cut to a different scene after that. With all the back and forth.
I'm having trouble keeping track of my notes.
Well, it's a lot going on.
Yes.
I mean, do they go into the restaurant right away? Or
They go into the restaurant, and Damon's like, I can walk around during the daytime, but what's up with all these windows?
Yeah.
How are we going to be vampires meeting in this windowed place?
Very sunny.
And Rose says that UV rays can't penetrate the restaurant. Slater is there. Mm-hmm. He's a historian of sorts.
Yes.
And he asks where Trevor is.
He's a professional student.
Mm-hmm. And he's also wearing a cardigan. That's how we know he's a student. Flashback.
Did you write down all his credentials and stuff?
No.
Yeah, because he was like, I've been going to college since the 70s when I got turned. And he's like, has like 1 million degrees, and he's a PhD and this and that, and MD and this and that. And I thought that was cool. Because I'm a teacher and I like learning.
Yep. And you also did some of that too, right?
No.
Went to school since the 70s. Mm-mm. Flashback. Catherine in that cottage tries to stab herself. Rose gives her blood. Trevor comes in. Rose is mad. Trevor put them all on a path to death. And now they're like, we shall run until we die. And actually, Trevor did do that.
He did, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Catherine hangs herself.
Yeah, she does it super fast.
Yeah, I mean, there must have been just like a noose there.
Yeah, she looked at her feet and there was a rope. She looked at her feet and there was a rope, and then she was not even a minute later, like 30 seconds later, she was dead, hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, she was D2D, down to die. Mm-hmm. Catherine, talking to Elena, says there's another way out. Instead of dying, she cuts herself and is like, suck this blood.
Yeah, and this made me think about when we talked about, I don't know if it was last episode or a couple of episodes ago, when Jeremy, I think it was last episode, when Jeremy had that major gash.
Exactly.
And then Catherine took her fingernail and did the tiniest paper cut. That's how it should be.
Every movie should do that.
I know.
Perfect. I didn't think about that, but that's exactly right. But then she heals up, and Elena missed her chance.
Mm-hmm. Sound like you said, Mr. Chance.
Mr. Chance.
Elena, Mr. Chance.
Elena, meet Mr. Chance. In the past, Catherine wakes up a vampire in the flashback. Catherine makes Rose stab the old lady, then sucks her blood. So Rose is going at Catherine with a stake. Mm. Catherine does put the old lady in front of the stake. Mm-hmm. And then Catherine sucks all the blood, and then she runs off. She turns into a vampire and immediately whooshes off, as you said. She knew
what to do, yeah. Mm-hmm. But this is, Rose says this like really quick. She's like, she tricked me into giving her blood, and then killed herself so that she could be a vampire. This was her whole plan. So like, as you're watching it unfold, you think it's just like
happenstance.
Yeah. Event after event after event. But it's really her whole plan. I'm going to go here. This is a vampire. I'm going to injure myself. She's going to want to save my life so that she can turn me into Klaus. But now I have vampire blood, and I know if I kill myself, I'll turn into a vampire. And then I know Klaus won't want my blood because he can only break the curse with human blood, not vampire blood.
Man, and that old lady was there to just get her neck sucked.
So she could feed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of planning. Makes Catherine look really smart. Maybe she's telling this lie where she's really smart.
Ooh, tricky.
And all my lies, like, I'm really smart in them. I'm like, yes. And then I actually was trying to drop those chips out of that bag.
Like our 9-year-old when he lies. Mm-hmm. We're like,
I wanted the dog to begin to eat my sandwich. Then I wouldn't have to feed her later. No, but that is like some 9-year-old line. It's like, well, actually. Mm-hmm. It's like, no. Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. That's how we know you're lying.
Here's what actually happened. You dropped the sandwich. Catherine will always look out for herself, and then she looks at her big book. Mm-hmm. She's in the tomb just reading. Did I make this note here? I think I made it later, but I'll just say it here. You know how she's like, it's later. It's later, but she's like, oh, well, you guys are doing all that. I'm just going to have my little book, and I'm going to be in this tomb, and you guys can deal with all that. I was like, that sounds so nice.
Oh, yeah.
Just be in a tomb. Everyone else is dealing with their stuff and just have a book in there.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to be the safest one because no one can come in, and if a vampire comes in, they can't get out. So I'm just going to be safe alone in this tomb.
Yeah, it's kind of like me in the bathroom with my phone. Mm-hmm. Except you have a great picture of our younger kid.
His fingers under the door while I was in the bathroom.
Yeah, so there is no safety.
I was going to the bathroom just the other day, and our 5-year-old was like, Mommy, can I tell you something? I was like, no, not while I'm in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And then he just like stood by the door until I came out.
You know, a common occurrence back when I was watching our older son, but he was a baby during the day while you were at work, and then I worked at night. It was just me and him in the apartment, and he was just a couple months old. So routinely, I would put him in his little bouncy chair, and then he would just sit in the bathroom with me while I went to the bathroom. Yeah, just leave a 6-month-old roaming.
Not for however long you need to be in the bathroom for.
Oh, yeah. So he would just be watching me. I'd be like, sorry, man.
That's what we're doing.
This is what we're doing for the next 5 to 30 minutes.
Yikes.
Just kidding. Caroline and Stefan are at the grill. Stefan is mad. Damon would kill you if he found out. I guess because Caroline's saying that we already said that she
told Tyler that she's a vampire.
Yeah. Why are you a good friend to me? Caroline asks neurotically to Stefan. And Stefan says that Caroline reminds him of Lexi. R.I.P.
His best friend.
Caroline doesn't want Damon to kill Ty, and there's a full moon coming up.
Yeah. I know, but it's not like Tyler's like really done anything to deserve to be killed. He hasn't even turned yet. He hasn't even tried to kill anyone. It would be real messed up for someone to just kill him because he could be a bad werewolf.
He did literally kill that girl.
Oh yeah, but that was an accident.
So he says.
No, it was Catherine's fault.
No, I know. All right, Luca and his dad meet Bonnie at the grill. Bonnie's going to meet Jeremy. Luca and Dad are there because every single person goes there every single day for every meal. They invite her to sit with them. They moved from Louisiana.
And what did you say?
And Nolans, perhaps? Were they down there doing some voodoo with Damon? Maybe so.
Finally, someone said Nolans.
Yes. Were they down there with Big Frida booty bouncing?
Ooh, maybe.
Luca was the little kid from Family Matters. We know. Any family from Salem, they're just asking about all the witch spots, Ash.
Yeah. Your last name is Bennett? Do you know any Bennetts from Salem, Massachusetts? It's like, you could just say, are you a witch?
Yeah. Ash, sometimes when I'm talking and I say one of my notes, I then like start to say something for real, but then actually it's also what I wrote in my notes.
Oh.
So I was like, any family from Salem? And then in real life I said, they're asking about all the witch spots. And then I looked at my notes and it says, asking about all the witch spots.
Oh, that's funny.
Jeremy comes in and it's like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah,
We're supposed to be playing billiards.
Jeremy is totally picking up on Bonnie giving attention to Luca because he's crushing on her or whatever, and she hasn't really like totally committed to being interested in him. And he's just like watching them and like, what's going on here?
Yeah. He's getting emo and smad.
Yeah.
Sad mad. So Bonnie goes with Jeremy, but before that she touches Luca and they get some vibes, some info from the touch. Damon tells Slater that Elijah is dead. Slater was turned to a vampire in college and got 1,000,000 degrees. Mm-hmm. Slater...
He got 98 degrees.
Yes, at least. And rising. Slater connects with older vampires via Craigslist. Yeah, me too in my early days.
Yikes.
Just kidding. Craig was an old vampire like Trevor, I guess I said.
Craig from Craigslist?
Mm-hmm. Craig came just after Klaus. Klaus was like, I'm going to do this whole English nobleman thing. And Craig was like, nah, I'm going to work on my list. Right?
And also, he should have worked way harder because Craigslist looks so basic and boring. At least since the last time I looked at it, like 15 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it too much, but I don't know. Stuff gets done there.
I know, but it's like, it looks like it's basically an Ask Jeeves search engine.
Ash, I literally booked a writing job off Craigslist.
Oh, wow.
The Love in Tokyo.
And you're lucky you didn't get murdered.
It's true. Well, there's a different, yeah. If you were on there, you get murdered. That's what I'm trying to say. Elijah is around. He's not dead. He's not veiny anymore. And check out this sentence.
Okay.
Elijah drops a hundo on the busker, then takes his quarters and runs them through his fingers.
What's a busker?
Busker is a guy who plays, or a person, guy or gal.
Or not.
Person who busking is playing music on the street, trying to get some money.
Oh, I never heard that word before.
Really?
Really?
What? But Elijah, he gives them $100 and only takes some quarters.
I know. He just wanted the quarters.
Yeah, but he could have just taken the quarters.
I know.
So that's like his save the cat moment, as we might have talked about in screenwriting. It's a screenwriting book, and it's like how to get someone to like a character. Mm-hmm. We already know Elijah's a bad dude, but he gives this gentleman, this very 2000s
Busker.
death cab busker type guy, $100.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do that.
No. But that was nice.
Maybe he just didn't want attention drawn. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he starts rubbing those quarters. He's watching Damon and Slater and Rose through the window.
And listening.
Using
his vamp ears.
Mm-hmm.
Vamp ears? Sounds weird.
Bonnie is bad at pool.
She said she was going to be bad.
That's not possible. Luca has a winner. I got a winner. I got next, bro. Mm-hmm. Stefan knows Caroline is being a distraction, but yet he did it all day. Mm-hmm. Where's Elena? Asks if Elena's with Damon, and Caroline's like, ew, no.
I know. This part was so sad, though, for Stefan, because he's just like, all right, you have 5 seconds or whatever to tell me where she is. What are you talking about? And then he's like trying to figure out what it is. And then he gets so sad. Mm-hmm. He's such a good actor because in like 1 single second, you can see his like chest lower and his shoulders. And he looks so sad. He's like, oh, she's with Damon. And then Caroline's like, ew, no. And then he's like, oh, like so relieved. Mm-hmm. But that just one moment of being like so devastated.
Yeah.
It was good.
He's got levels and layers going on.
And like in very like little moments.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
He's like living in the moments. Catherine says she's telling the truth and has no reason to lie, which is what someone who was telling the truth would say.
Yeah, true.
Catherine wanted to hand over Elena so that Catherine could finally stop running. Mm-hmm. She needs a werewolf, a witch, a vampire. Mm-hmm. Catherine is putting together her hashtag squad.
Yes. Caroline, it was going to be Mason, but now it's Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Bonnie, Elena.
She's going to hand them all over to be killed. Mm-hmm. And I said, using Elena and her friends and like building it up over this time period is good, like young adult plotting. Mm-hmm. You know, in these young adult things, it's always about some special person and their friends or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's smart that's like, no, yeah, your friend's a vampire and a witch and a werewolf.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I thought that came together quite nicely.
I think that's what Catherine thought too.
Ooh. Werewolves or vampires? If one of them breaks the curse, Slater is saying, the other can't forever.
Right.
Forever.
Yes.
Elijah is making a silver bullet or something, I thought, with those quarters. I thought his hot hand was going to rub them together.
Uh-huh. That was a good prediction.
But instead, he exploded the window.
And then all the vampires were in the sun.
Yeah, but it wasn't a room full of it. It was just Rose and Slater.
No, I think it was several vampires.
You think it was a room full of vampires?
I thought it was.
No way. Everyone was just scared because the window exploded.
Because it was just glass.
It was college students.
I think I was just hopeful thinking that there were a bunch of vamps in this bar. But it doesn't make sense.
Your thing makes sense too, I guess. Like, that's the vampire, where the vampire co-eds go to hang out. Because it was on a college campus, right?
Well, it was at the Sherman Oaks Galleria.
Right. The Atlanta version of it.
Uh-huh. Richmond.
Richmond, where my second family is.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right.
Ash, I said that this reminds me of a scene in Swordfish. You ever see that movie? It's John Travolta, Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman?
Yep. A huge jacked man, but I can't remember his name.
You never said that before.
Hugh Jackman, John Travolta, Halle Berry.
You know what? My parents would really like that joke.
He's a huge jacked man, but I can't remember his name.
Yes.
Okay, we'll have to do that as a bit. Like, I'll be like, man, I can't remember who plays Wolverine. And then you'll be like, Hugh Jackman. I'll be like, yes, he's a huge jacked man.
But what's his name?
Yeah. That's some vaudeville type stuff. Swordfish. It's about hacking. It's I saw it maybe in the theater, but recently and I haven't seen it in a long time, but recently they did it on How Did This Get Made?
Podcast.
So, the podcast crossover. Me mentioning it and them not knowing who we are at all.
Nope.
And they were talking about how bad it was. But I think it was maybe 1999, 2000, something like that. Mm-hmm. Me as a teen-ish year old was like, this is awesome.
I don't think I've seen it unless it was just on, like my parents were watching it or something.
I don't know if they would.
No, I didn't see it.
It was about hacking and stuff. I don't know if your parents are big into hacking.
No, but they like John Travolta.
Well, he plays a baddie in this one.
Okay.
But anyway,
So was there a scene where there was some glass exploding?
Well, so like sort of the bookending thing that's going on in Swordfish, beginning and end.
I understand.
I'm telling our German listeners, they might have a different word for it.
Okay.
Is a like robbery at a bank. Am I boring you?
Well, I like to talk about the Vampire Diaries a little bit more than Swordfish, but go ahead.
But just listen how it's the same.
I am trying.
Okay. It's a robbery or heist or something, and the hostages have like bomb packs, shrapnel bomb packs on them, and if they cross some line, they explode and all the shrapnel goes everywhere.
Yeah.
So they don't want to cross that line.
Right.
And then, of course, at some point, someone does cross the line and they explode, and the shrapnel all blows out a window, okay? And it was right around the time of The Matrix, so it must have been after 99, because 99 was The Matrix, so it must have been early 2000s. And they did the bullet time thing around the exploding person with all the like little ball bearings, much like the quarters.
That's a good scene.
Yes.
You described it very well.
And I know that you're very mad at me. I can see how mad you are.
I'm not mad.
Be sleeping in the doghouse tonight.
That's not
Because
true.
I described a scene from Swordfish.
Our dog sleeps in our bed. So sleeping in the doghouse would be just sleeping. You would just be in the middle instead of on the side.
Ash. And I would love to sleep in her bed. It looks very comfortable.
Well, you almost do.
Jeremy and Bonnie are making eyes, much like Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry in Swordfish.
I thought you were about to say making out. I was like, skirt. No, I'm not.
No. Luca keeps coming around, though.
On the creep.
He is nonstop.
It's like you literally met her today and you talked to her 2 times. Slow your roll.
He talked to her so much.
I have never met a person and talked to them that much in the same day that I met them.
No, not even like starting a new job and like they're in charge of my key card and I don't have my key card yet.
No. That's too much talking to someone you just met.
I'd be like, well, I guess I'm not parking here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I already used it my 2 times.
Yeah, you can't talk to them more than that.
No, but he's always around. Oh, Ash. I said that Luca does some witch stuff, nay, warlock stuff in my notes. And then, of course, he just said that 2 seconds later.
Yes.
But finally, like, Luca talks to Bonnie.
He makes some salt move around.
Yeah, and he says, call me a warlock.
And he also says, like, him and his dad, they just want to fit in and blah, blah, blah.
Ash, I thought it was bold and also, like, in this reality of the show, like, warlock, really? Like, we're getting on board with a lot of these things. Vampires, werewolves, warlock?
Well, in Harry Potter, they call him a wizard.
Yeah.
Wizard and witches.
They probably didn't want to go wizard. But this was probably this was definitely pre the Harry Potter movies. Maybe around, I guess he didn't want to say,
so.
I'm a wizard.
He's trying to be cool.
But warlock, a little dramatic, Luca.
We prefer the term warlock.
Yeah. I thought that it should be like, she could be like, you're a witch, and he'd be like, yeah. Because, like, when I see a nurse who's a guy, I'm not like, oh, look at that male nurse.
Right.
Actually, I am. But I'm not supposed to be.
Why are you doing that?
Old habits.
I don't think you ever have done that.
No, I'm just kind of making a joke. But,
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, he could have been like, yeah, I'm a witch. Or
or
he could have been like, or warlock, whatever.
Yeah, he could have been cool
more
with
chill
it.
about it. But
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah. He did the hair flip kind of thing, like on Drag Race or something.
yeah,
Actually, it's we like to be called a warlock or something like that.
all right.
Like, okay, Luca. So
And what are your pronouns for warlock?
exactly.
I mean, the way I said it made it seem like I was making fun of it. I'm not. I think you should ask your pronouns, but he was very dramatic about wanting to be called a warlock.
Totally. Well, if they were meeting in real life, if they had met via Twitter, then obviously they both would have had them in their profiles. So it wouldn't have been a big deal.
But also, you just met her. Chill.
Yeah. Chill out, bro. Coming on strong.
Very strong.
I guess he didn't cast a subtlety spell on himself.
No.
Right? Stefan comes down. I don't know where he's coming down to. Oh, to the tomb. Says Catherine is a liar. And then, so obviously he found out where they were at. Catherine flashbacks them, which I just coined that term.
Okay.
She flashbacked them. Bulgaria, 1492. She's riding a horse. She sees some dead bodies. And I said, even a kid? I was like, is this her brother? Is this her kid? I was like, this kid looks too old to be just 2 years old. Well, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, they don't really say.
Her whole family is dead. Klaus killed her family. Klaus will get his vengeance.
Yeah.
Stefan says, don't listen to her. She's a liar. Catherine wants to stay in the tomb and be safe from Klaus, and she has the moonstone. That's like, you're like, Pete, take the kids. I've got my book in the bathtub with my moonstone, my Bath and Body Works coconut soap.
Don't bother me.
Yes.
Well, the part of the scene that bothered me was when Stefan comes in. He's like full on grabbing Elena around both of her shoulders, and he's like, "Come on, she's a liar. Get out of here. Blah blah blah. It's not safe. You shouldn't be here. Blah blah blah." It's like she's been down here for the whole day, perfectly safe.
Yeah.
She planned it all by herself. She knew exactly what to ask. She knew exactly what to bring. And because Stefan and Damon were not involved, it was actually pretty chill.
Yeah.
Usually when they come around Catherine, things get crazy.
Yes.
And they've even said that themselves. They're like, we can't go down there because if we talk to her, we're going to let her out.
Yes. I mean, I would say that it helps that there's a spell locking her in the tomb.
Well, for sure, but yeah.
But I agree with what you're saying.
And Stefan's down there trying to rescue Elena. Mm-hmm. She's fine, bro. Chill.
Yeah, she's fine.
And also, she's not your girlfriend anymore.
Basically, it's two independent women
Having a chat.
They're having a conversation. They're working it out.
Yes.
And then he comes in mansplaining.
Yes.
Gaslighting Catherine.
Right.
She might turn out to be a liar, but, you know.
And also, Stefan always says that she's lying, but whenever we get flashbacks, it's always what really happened. Like, he's like, you never loved me. You were always compelling me, blah, blah, blah. But then when we see the flashbacks, she wasn't. She really loved him. So I think Stefan just wants to think that she's a liar because that's easier for him. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's done, like, obviously tricky stuff. But I don't think, like, she's an actual liar.
What's more of a danger?
Tricky stuff.
A vampire or toxic masculinity?
Oh, toxic masculinity. And tricky stuff.
Yes. Damon is sitting by the fire, drinking Brother's Bond from a goblet. Which, hey, that also sounds nice. Either give me the tomb with the book and the quiet, or give me the fireplace and the Brother's Bond.
Yeah.
Both sound great. Rose wishes they could save Elena. He reminds her of Trevor. Damon, I guess, reminds her of Trevor. Uh-huh. Underneath it all, he was a good friend. He's right to fight the way he feels about Elena. Mm-hmm. We're getting into the weeds with these notes.
This is what Rose is telling Damon.
If we want to survive, you need to not care about anyone. Damon is saying, caring gets you dead.
I don't like how they keep saying gets you dead.
Yeah, they keep saying gets you dead.
They say it like 4 times. It's like, you mean killed? Uh-huh. It gets you killed? No, it gets you dead.
Get you dead.
I don't like it.
I wish I knew how to get you dead. Time to switch off emotions. They like have the key and the nuclear codes. Mm-hmm. Turn your key to launch the missile at the same time. Switch off emotions.
Yeah.
And I said they switched off their emotions, then they switched on something else.
They obviously didn't switch off their emotions.
They're boner switchers. I mean, switches.
I like boner switchers.
They're boner switchers. They switched on their boner switches. And started kissing or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then later.
Do I have to put an explicit on this episode?
Because you said boner like 6 times?
Uh-huh. And I'm also going to say fart. Jeremy is still playing pool. Bonnie is now hanging out with Luca. Jeremy sees what's going on.
He's playing pool like happy, happy, happy. And then he turns around and he's like, she's still talking to him? Mm-hmm. But also, Jeremy should have been mad because Bonnie was supposed to go there to play pool with Jeremy. Mm-hmm. And then she ends up sitting down and having a full conversation with Luca for however long.
And meeting his dad?
It's like, you were supposed to come here to hang out with me. We like set it up. And now you're just hanging out with some other guy.
And his dad?
Well, his dad leaves at some point, but it's still messed up.
Yeah, his dad gets down to Richmond so quickly.
They don't live there anymore.
No, he's in he's at the Mystic Falls Grill.
Yes.
And then moments later, well, okay, so this is from Mystic Falls, Virginia, wherever that is. It's fictional, to real life Richmond. I was kind of putting
Atlanta?
Were
you thinking Georgia?
No, I was thinking me living in the DC area and driving down to see my family who does exist. My second cousins live down there. And it took many hours. So I was like, man, he got
yeah, they're so bad.
From DC to Richmond very quickly.
Well, he is a warlock.
True.
But no, he went from Mystic Falls, Virginia to Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, so maybe that's close.
Yeah.
Lots going on this episode, Ash.
All right. Jeremy's seen Bonnie.
Elena and Stefan go home. Elena's home, I guess. Elena doesn't want to talk about it. She wanted to know the truth, and she got it.
But she's upset because she knows that Klaus is going to try to kill her and her whole family.
Everyone is in danger. All her friends, they're all part of breaking the curse, and she's big crying.
Yeah, because she even says, like, I thought I was blaming everything on being, dating a vampire and then putting all this in my life, and that was, like, my choice and blah, blah, blah. But really, it's the fact that she's a doppelganger that puts everyone in danger. And that's who she is, and that's not even a choice she made. That's just who she is.
Yeah, but shouldn't that, in a way, make her feel better? Like, before it was like, oh, it's my fault for loving this vampire. Now it's like, didn't have anything to do with it. So,
Yeah, maybe.
that's how I would do it.
I just made way too many vowel sounds. I was like, yeah.
You're like Damon's face.
Why was I doing that?
I don't know. Catherine is reading in the tomb. I said, that looks chill, actually. Finds a
Chill
drawing.
AF.
Yeah. Now definitely got to put the explicit on there. Finds a drawing of her family. Ash, I don't know if you knew this. They didn't have pictures back then.
What? They didn't have iPhones?
No. Well,
Instas?
Might have had,
No Instas?
you might have had sidekicks back then. Does she have a heart? I wonder. And then a song starts playing, and it's so bad.
A lot of the songs in this show are really bad.
They need to replace it with Lonely.
Oh, that would be good. I said this to you in real life, but did I say this to you on the pod? Or maybe I did say on the pod, that I want them to redo Vampire Diaries with current music.
I don't remember. You definitely said that in real life.
Which could be on the pod. Yeah, I don't know.
Listeners, leave a comment. Rose and Damon boned.
They did.
There's no switch you can turn off. Rose says you have to pretend.
Yeah, she was like, if you can turn it off when you're a new vampire, but once you've been alive for hundreds of years without it turned off, you can't just turn it off.
No.
That's what she says.
You have to pretend, she says.
Gotta just pretend.
Phone call from Slater. He was friggin' freaked.
Yeah. He was like, I'm sorry, I was freaking freaked.
I love that.
Me too.
I mean, look, if there was any doubt if we have to put the explicit on there.
Now.
You can destroy the curse, but you need the moonstone. And I was like, he's being used. And then they just show that he was being used. I was like, he's being used, but he's a vampire, huh? I have a degree in theater, he says. Elijah is here. Elijah compelling a vampire. He compels him to stake himself.
I know. Slater.
We liked Slater.
We did. At least he died knowing a lot of things.
Yep.
He was a smart guy.
I saw, as he was dying, his life flash before his eyes, and all those good times at Bayside High with his friend Zach Morris, Kelly Kapowski, Jesse Spano,
Yeah, but
Lisa Turtle, Dustin Diamond, R.I.P.,
Screech Powers,
and Mr. Belding.
who we met
We did.
in college. Speaking of,
Yep, Slater was there too.
no, he wasn't.
This vampire.
Oh,
And Ash. All that was definitely true, but this is also true. Luca's dad is there.
yes, working with Elijah for some reason.
He's the male witch that Elijah's going to use.
That's a great prediction.
That is a Pete-diction. Are we in Pete-dictions now?
Not yet.
Okay, what? Things?
You have to say how you felt about it. What do you think's going to happen next? And then anything else.
All right. 2 things. I liked it a lot. Especially the scene that reminded me of a movie I like a lot. Swordfish. Hey, Elijah's hair is kind of like John Travolta's hair in Swordfish.
Oh, okay. His old hair or his new hair?
A little, probably like right in the middle. I think Travolta has maybe like even a ponytail.
Oh, I think I know this Travolta.
And a little triangle soul patch.
Yeah. I don't think I can give it a 2 fangs if Elena and Stefan aren't together.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do a 1.75.
Cranberry lime. Pete-dictions?
Yes.
Klaus seems like he will be showing up maybe mid-season.
Mid-seas.
Mid-seas. As a big old bad guy. I bet he's bringing a hashtag squad as well.
What do you think, if you meet Klaus, what do you think he's gonna look like?
Maybe like one of our handsome German listeners.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to speculate because I certainly have seen the originals on Netflix. Like,
You've watched the originals?
yeah, it's just coming out now. I've seen Legacies. I've seen originals. It's weird that I haven't watched this. No, I've seen that
You've scrolled past it?
I've seen the poster on Netflix, and probably one of those handsome white men is Klaus. I'm assuming if he's literally the original, I'm guessing he's one of those guys.
Okay. Lots of Pete-dictions in that sentence.
Wow.
Handsome white man from the originals.
Elijah might be compelling Luca's dad. Since he could compel vampires, he can probably compel witches. Elijah is forming a hashtag squad to get rid of the spell also. So he wants to like circumvent the middle woman, Catherine. He doesn't want.
Is he doing it for Klaus or is he doing it for himself? Like, why do you think he's doing it?
It seems like a general vampire goal. But I don't know. Since you say that, he's an underling of Klaus.
I'm just asking because you said it's like a vampire goal, but Damon and Stefan didn't even know about it.
Hashtag vampire goals. Yeah, they're not as old.
Right.
Catherine may help Elena and her friends at the last minute, but only if it somehow benefits her. What are your Ash-dictions? What are your Ash-sumptions?
That's good.
Yes, hey, remember that, because I'm thinking of another watch-along that we can do where I will be the
You'd be the Pete-spurt?
Yeah, that's not good.
Expert.
But anyway, Pete-dictions, it could be Ash-sumptions.
Ash-sumptions is very hard for me to say.
And I'll make you say it every time.
Ash-sumptions. My lips are big. I feel like it's hard for me to say words.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
Okay.
Ash, when you're on a PD pod, there's a game, but sometimes there's not a game. There's just some questions that are fun.
Okay.
Is that a game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
21 questions or like 3 questions. They can both be games.
2 good questions, and I haven't even preloaded any answers, so this will be fun for me too.
Ooh, fun for both of us.
Ooh. What other child actors would you like to see grown up on TVD?
Oh.
Obviously, we see Luca from Family Matters, grown-ed up.
You know who I would love to see, but I mean, I have to tell you that it's not real. It didn't actually happen. But I love Leonardo DiCaprio in Growing Pains.
How is that not real?
Because he's not on the Vampire Diaries. Like, you might say someone and they could actually be on it, but I know that he's not.
No, I wasn't thinking of, like, I'm going to say someone and then they're going to show up. I'm saying...
Like fantasy?
Exactly what you said.
Okay.
Leo from Growing Pains on TVD. That'd be great.
I would love it.
Leo comes in. Okay, so what... Would he be, like, late 20s, basically? Like, what era?
Okay, well, he was, like, in his prime when I was in 6th grade.
His sexual peak?
Yes.
So...
Titanic came out when I was in 6th grade.
So he was like 17 or something?
I don't know.
Or 20?
I don't even want to know. It'd probably be very inappropriate in both ways.
Okay. So you want Titanic, basically you want Titanic Leo in Vampire Diaries
Yes.
as what?
And literally anything.
Anything.
I just wouldn't want him to die too fast.
Bartender at the grill. I would love for both of the Olsen twins,
Yes, I would also love that.
who would have been
Our age.
like 20-somethings at this time period, to come as twin. Ooh, spooky witches.
I was going to say twin witches. They actually have played witches before many times as young children.
On Once Upon a Broomstick or whatever?
Double, double, toil and trouble.
Okay. All right. But that's not my answer because I don't care about those crazy twins.
What?
Okay. What child actor? I haven't even thought about this.
That was a good one, though.
Young Leo. I'm thinking of Tia and Tamara's little brother.
Uh-huh.
Smart guy.
Taj
Mowry.
I'm on it with the names today. I'll just tell you. Tell me the 90s cartoon shows. I can tell you stuff. I think I lost my capability of remembering people's names after I had children.
IRL.
They took it from me.
And any other child actors?
Well, what was like your favorite show?
Like, I would like Ben Savage. Fred Savage's little bro from Boy Meets World.
I was thinking Boy Meets World also.
Ben Savage comes in, he'd be like 40. Maybe he's like Alaric's drinking buddy.
Okay. He could be a teacher person.
You know, that is kind of a joke. Ben Savage is great, but Ryder Strong,
Yes.
he's still around doing stuff. He was in Cabin Fever, which was also a long time ago, but he's still doing stuff and he's still good.
Yeah, he's really good.
Ryder Strong would be good in this show.
You know who we both like?
Topanga.
Ben Foster. He was from a Disney Channel show back in the day, like I think it was called Flash Forward. I am on fire tonight.
Ash, were you there when I was at Target and we saw Topanga?
Yes.
And she was pregnant?
She was pregnant and it wasn't even in the news yet.
That was cool.
Cool.
We've seen Kelly Kapowski IRL.
And also, I think her baby. Yes, we've seen Kelly Kapowski. We ate at the same restaurant.
Yes.
But when we saw Topanga at Target, she was pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and I think like her baby was born premature, and I was like, oh no, but I think it was fine.
We knew that bump.
We saw that bump in life.
Now we're just name dropping, Ash.
Well, we have lived in LA for a long time.
Okay.
But Ben Foster, who we both love, I think he was in the Disney Channel show Flash Forward.
I didn't have Diz Chan.
Well, I only had it for part of the time, but my best friend did, and I would go to her house and watch it. But he's great, and he would be really good as like bad guy in Vampire Diaries.
Yes. He is a bad guy in a vampire movie, 30 Days of Night. He's not a vampire, though, unless they turn him into one. I think they just kill him. Spoilers. I think we already covered this, but my second question was, and what teen actors from the past would you like to see as a dad or adult on this show? I guess we kind of did that. Ben Savage, Ryder Strong.
Yeah.
Slater, of course, is in this episode.
Anyone from the OC, but that would have been about the same time.
Right, which we already see Stefan on the OC.
Yeah, there's already
Melinda Clarke is on this show.
There's already crossovers, but like, what if Seth was on Vampire Diaries?
Yeah, Seth was in. Adam Brody was in The Ring, which is the best thing ever.
Right.
He has like one scene, and it's great.
And isn't Misha Barton the girl under the bed?
That's in The Sixth Sense.
Oh, I just thought for a second, I was like, how were they both in
Yeah,
that?
why is
really
Adam...
broke my brain
Why
to
is
think that.
Adam Brody 10 years older than Misha Barton?
I was like, what? That does not make any sense. 2 different movies. Got it.
2 different movies, both very scary, both a little crawling around girls that are scary.
Yeah. Okay.
We did it.
We did it.
You got any pluggarooskies?
I would like to just say I got my first vaccine,
Yes.
COVID-19 vaccine, because I'm a teacher.
Yep. She came home. I immediately sucked her blood.
Vampire style.
Yeah, I'm very low on the wait
the
list. Yeah.
But I just wanted to put it out there that my experience was great. I had no symptoms.
First shot,
no symptoms. And my shoulder's a little bit sore, but actually way less sore than when I get my flu shot. The flu shot soreness is like none other.
Yeah.
You can't lift your arm for like 3 days. My shoulder's just a little bit sore. But
Get one of those.
get vaccinated, man.
Totally.
And that's what I'm saying. And it was a good experience. So if you're like worried, I'm telling you, from my experience, it was really good. And I'm already scheduled to get my follow-up in 3 weeks.
And my plug, equally as important, is call your mother or father. Tell them you love them. But also,
Also read your books.
yeah, also buy Horror from the High Dive.
Yeah, if you want to be like Catherine in a tomb reading a book.
Ash. Maybe I'll need to put that picture together.
Yes.
All right.
She's going to open it up.
No, this will be a very poorly shopped,
Poorly shopped.
poorly photoshopped image. Hey, guys, if you like this stuff, you'll like this horror anthology. 12 short stories, one spooky poem.
Mm-hmm.
Horror from the High Dive. Check it out. It's a good bunch of short stories.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, man, are we going to do another one of these next week?
I don't know. I just have to say I'm getting ready to go back to work, teaching in person.
Yeah.
So I might be a little needing of some breaks.
I think we'll either get to episode 10 or maybe we'll get to the mid-season and we'll take a little break.
Yeah. When I'm on spring break, I'll be able to record several.
Totally. So, but whatever you do, stay subscribed, stay listening. Thank you for listening to all the words that we've said in this period of time.
Even if we're saying titular wrong.
Ooh, if we are, hey, leave it in the comments.